Ninth class, this is the fifth video of chapter number 9, force and laws of motion. In previous videos, we have discussed about force, inertia, momentum and Newton's first and second laws of motion. Okay, so what was Newton's second law? It was the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to applied force, or we write it as force is directly proportional to change in momentum divided by time, that was Pf minus Pi divided by T. Okay, that was Newton's second law, and from this we came to the result that force is equals to ma, that is mass into acceleration. Okay, if someone asks what we get from Newton's second law, which type of knowledge, what about force, name the characteristic of force which we get from Newton's second law. So answer is, we get the quantitative nature of the force. That means we can get or we may know the amount of force we are applying. Okay, that is the quantitative nature. From first law of motion we get qualitative nature of the force. So I am writing these two lines. First law of motion give us qualitative nature of force, and second law gives us quantitative nature, that means the quantity. Now today we will discuss and understand Newton's third law of motion. So Newton's third law of motion is very easy and you have heard it many times. Newton's third law of motion. So I am writing the statement first. For every action, yes, that's the same law, there is equal and opposite reaction. Okay, for every action there is always equal and opposite reaction. That means if you apply force on any object, then that object will also apply the same amount of force on you. Okay, sometimes it doesn't sound right, but this is the law, that for every action there is equal and opposite reaction. This is true for all conditions, but what we have to take care in this, that is two objects must be different. Okay, there are two objects which will apply force on each other. Okay, we can't take a single object. Okay, so we have to take the two objects. Let us say if we are applying force on anything, that object will apply force on us. Okay, for example, when we start walking, what we do in reality, then the answer is we just apply force on the ground with our feet. Okay, with our feet we apply the force, and when we apply force on the ground will apply same amount of force on us, and due to which we get forward. Okay, this is how we walk. This is our Newton's third law of motion. Similarly, when you can say, when we jump from a shore, let us say there is a person, here we have ground and here we have a river full of water. There is a shore and there is a boat in this river. When a person jumps from this boat to the shore, that is to the ground, he apply force in backward direction to the boat, and this boat apply equal and opposite force to that person, and we come to forward. Similarly, when we fire a bullet, then the force is applied by the gun on the bullet, and the same amount of force is applied by bullet on the gun. Since mass of bullet is very less, so if I say force is equals to ma, so force applied by first object is equal to force applied by second object, but equal and opposite. That means they must have opposite direction, or I will say m1a1 is equals to m2a2 with negative sign. Okay, that means if we compare this formula, I will get m1 upon m2 is equal to A2 upon A1 with negative sign, but we can ignore it just to understand the magnitude. Okay, so M1 upon M2 is equal to A2 upon A1. So if we say if mass is more, if mass of first object is more, its acceleration will be less, and if mass is less, then acceleration is more. So we can take the example of recoil velocity of gun. Recoil velocity of gun. What will happen? What is the process in the recoiling of a gun? So when we fire a bullet from a gun, let us assume this is a gun. Okay, so here we can make a trigger, and okay, I am putting silencer here also. So what happened here? When we push this trigger, there is a spring which give a thrust on the bullet, due to which bullet move forward, and this bullet apply the same amount of force on the gun. So if we say कि mass of bullet is very less, so its acceleration is very high, and mass of gun is very high as compared to bullet. Mass of gun is more, so its acceleration is less. So that's why the gun has a shorter displacement and the bullet has a large displacement. Okay, this is Newton's third law of motion, which is connected with law of conservation of momentum also. So our next topic is law of conservation of momentum. What is mean by law of conservation of momentum? It states that if we do not apply any force, that means if on a system of object, a system of particles, system of two or more than two objects, if there is no external force, that means the total momentum remain conserved. That is, if external force is 0, then total momentum is conserved. We say it, initial momentum is equals to final momentum. Just remember these words, law of conservation. If you find these words with any of the quantity, that means initial quantity of that physical quantity is equal to final amount of that physical quantity. In chapter number 3 of chemistry, that is atoms and molecules, you will study law of conservation of mass. That means initial amount of mass is equals to final amount of mass. Similarly, when we will study chapter number 11, you will study law of conservation of energy. That means the initial amount of energy is equal to final amount of energy. But in this there is a condition, if external force is 0. That means if we are taking an example of bullet and gun, so we will not consider the external forces. We will consider only the force of bullet and gun only. Okay, so how we can apply this formula? So we have to prove is this true or not. So we know from third law of motion, force applied by first object is equal to force applied by second, but in opposite direction. So negative sign is opposite direction. Put the value. What is F1? M1 A1, F2 M2 A2 with negative sign, and we know that acceleration is V minus U upon T. For first object M1, V1 minus U1 by T, and M2 with negative sign V2 minus U2 by T. Now there is a confusion that I am taking V1 U1, but why I didn't take T1 here? So answer is, if we are taking a system of object, they will act for a same interval of time. Let us say if we fire a bullet from a gun, so the time for which bullet apply force on the gun is equal to the time for which gun applies force on the bullet. Okay, so that's why time is equal. So I can cancel this time. Okay, we can cross multiply it, and this will go to the numerator, and we can cancel. We will get here M1 V1 into minus M1 U1 is equals to minus M2 V2 plus M2 U2. So I can rearrange this negative term to that side, and this will come to LHS and let's go to RHS. So we get m1 v1 plus m2 v2, that is equal to m1 u1 plus m2 u2. So can you tell me what is m1 v1? That is mass of first into final velocity of first, that is final momentum of first object, final momentum of second object is equals to initial momentum of first object plus initial momentum of second object. That is the statement कि total initial momentum is equals to total final momentum. Okay, let us take an example. If I say कि a bullet of 20 gram is fired from a gun with a speed of 150 meter per second and gun is of 5 kilogram. So by which velocity gun will recoil? So according to this data, I will take first object as gun, second object as bullet as second object, gun as first object. So m1 mass of gun, that is 5 kilogram, m2 that is mass of bullet, that is 20 gram, that is 20 by 1000 kilogram, or we will say 1 by 50 gram. Okay, we can take this speed as 200 meter per second, it will be more convenient. Now what was the initial velocity of gun before firing the bullet? Answer is 0. What was the initial velocity of bullet before firing? Answer is 0. What was the final velocity? We don't know, that's the question. And what is the final velocity of bullet? Answer is it's 200 meter per second. So since we know there is no external force, only bullet and gun, which are two objects acting as a system, apply force on each other. So what will we get here? Just apply this formula, the m1 u1, m2 u2, m1 v1, m2 v2. So if we apply this formula, we will get m1 u1 5 into 0 plus m2 u2 1 by 50 into 0 is equals to m1 v1 5 into x plus m2 v2 1 by 50 into 200. So what will we get? This will come 4 and this term will 0, 5 into 0 0, 1 by 50 into 0 0. So 0 is equals to 5x plus 4. We will get value of x is minus 4 by 5 meter per second. Negative sign means opposite direction. That means if bullet is going from north to south, the gun will recoil from south to north. Okay, you have watched this in many movies, that when we fire the gun, when the hero or villain or the actor fire the gun, the hand will move slightly backward. Okay, so this is how we apply law of conservation of momentum. Okay, so this was our chapter number 9, force and laws of motion, and we have studied all the theory part. In our next video we will discuss numerical portion for this chapter. Okay, thank you.